Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekends YouTube channel. Today we're here in North Point, Florida, and today we are visiting the Warm Spring. So stick around, check it out, and let's go. So this is the main visitor center, but it's been closed since the hurricane rolled through like 2 years ago. You can still see quite a bit of damage up there at the top. This visitor center is obviously still not operational. It's kind of surprising that after 2 years even they still haven't managed to get it up and running yet. But in the meantime, they have a temporary trailer set up over here, and that's where you're going to buy your tickets directly to at the front there, and then in the back is where the restrooms are. So while there used to be some changing rooms in here in the visitor center, with that being closed right now, it looks like your only option is probably changing the bathrooms over there at the trailers. And you can really get a look. I mean, the Hurricane Ian, I think it was, Ian or Idalia, one of the two, rolled right through here, and you can really still see quite a bit of damage even in the trees there, how they're all blown over from that. So that was a pretty massive hurricane for sure. So we just got in here. Tickets for this are $20 if you're not a Sarasota County resident. We are not, so it was $20, $40 total for both of us. Children under 5 are free, and there's some student discounts as well. You can get student passes for $15. If you're a Sarasota County resident, I think it's like $11, $10, something like that. I have to check. Put the prices on the screen here.
Alright guys, like I said, so over here we're at the Mineral Springs. As you guys can see behind me, these are the typical buildings, but I guess because of the hurricane, they have some portables, so there's bathrooms here. And there is a place to stay out. So let's go.
So what are we looking at?
So originally, this is like the legit Fountain of Youth. So supposedly this is the first one. The sign goes on to say that some guy in Washington was able to substantiate that this was the first one that Ponce de Leon received or saw founded, and that they swam here for their health. I guess Ponce de Leon was injured and was ambushed, and he was mortally wounded and carried back to the ship and died apparently after that. But apparently this was like the original one. So
it's interesting because there's like a ton of places in Florida, they all claim to be the Fountain of Youth. Mm-hmm. This one's saying the original one. I don't know, I think the other ones would probably say that they're the original too. This one seems to have some sort of historic story along with Ponce de Leon actually showing up here, so.
Oh, I think he was actually in St. Augustine too.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's when Ponce de Leon claimed was the actual Fountain of Youth.
I guess he's always been looking for the Fountain of Youth, and then, yeah. I guess he jumped in a bunch of them, they didn't work, so then tried the next one. Yeah. Right? And the Native Americans in the area pointed him to this one saying, oh, it's got minerals, it's warm. Yeah. So go try that one.
Yeah, is this the only warm spring in Florida?
That's the only one I know of. I have not seen another warm spring.
Yeah, well, there's some research, let you guys know.
So it is Monday, January 2nd, 2024. So Happy New Year. So what do you do when it's Florida cold outside? You go to the only warm spring in the whole state, and that happens to be this one.
Where are we?
We are in Northport, Florida. So the water here in this spring supposedly is 85 degrees year-round, which is why they call it a warm spring, not a hot spring. I wish it was a little bit warmer. I'd kind of like a bathtub, around 100, 105 would be nice. But this is what we got here in the state of Florida, so this is what we're doing today. The other springs are 72 degrees year-round, and that's a little chilly for today. Although we got lucky and it did kind of warm up today. It's about 72 outside. So not too bad. Go for a swim. Definitely not hot, so I'm looking forward to maybe warming up in the water. We'll see how this goes.
Water stinks.
Yeah, it's full of minerals.
You know, I forgot my water shoes.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot mine too. Mine are in the back of the truck. Oh well. Yes, so the water here is supposedly full of minerals. I think it's also full of sulfur. And probably
full of people.
What's the other gas that comes out your butt when you fart? You don't know what gas I'm talking about?
No.
What's the gas? What is your fart made of?
Carbon? No. Methane.
Methane, yeah. So I think it's also full of sulfur and full of methane. Probably, I don't know, maybe. I guess that wouldn't be flammable if it was methane.
Yeah.
But it stinks.
Are we swimming farts? Can I swim farts?
Alright, so we're going to get in the water here and see how warm it is. got a nice little ramp. Ooh, it's not too bad. It's definitely not hot. It earns the name warm for sure. Lukewarm, maybe. Tepid. But it's not too bad. Definitely not going to be like freezing getting in here. Warmer than our swimming pool. For whatever reason, I left my water shoes in the truck. So I'm in here barefoot, and the ground is mushy, and there's also some rocks. Definitely would have preferred my water shoes. A number of people brought the little, like little tube, the noodle floats. That's probably the way to go. I'm not sure what the difference is here between, like the outer ring. I guess maybe this is the shallow area because I'm standing here. I'm 6'2" and I'm standing here. It's probably about 5 feet deep. And I guess once you get on the other side of that, maybe it probably gets a lot deeper. So I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, okay. Did you bring the shower?
No. Was there showers in the bathroom?
No. There's not anything. I can't touch the bottom.
You can't touch the bottom?
No.
You don't want to touch the bottom.
Okay, well, I'm gonna koala bear it.
What do you think?
I'm glad we're here. It's an experience.
It's smelly though.
Yeah, I need a koala bear. Turn around. That's better.
Wait, you having trouble swimming back there?
I just don't want to touch the bottom. And you know what? We're breaking our #1 cardinal rule.
What's that?
Not getting into fresh water that we can't see the bottom out of.
That is very true, but there's also a ton of people here, and it's all fenced off. I don't think there's any way that...
You have not seen the videos of the gators climbing?
In your yard wasn't scary enough. Now this, apparently they can climb fences. A gator scaled the fence. I'm not kidding. At the Naval Air Station in Jacksonville, Florida over the weekend.
I have, but if there was a...
It's only fenced off. It drains that way.
Okay, if there were an alligator in here, there's like 100 other people that it would have eaten before us. So there's that. I do know that. All right, we're going to go for a lap.
Okay.
Ooh, that rock is smooth. Ooh, that rock has teeth. That rock is an alligator.
Are we sure it's 82 degrees? It doesn't really feel that.
It says 85.
Are we sure it's 85 degrees? It doesn't really feel that warm.
That's what the website says. Yeah, we should have brought...
We brought the shoes. There's what's in the truck.
Well, not just the shoes. Should have brought the noodles.
Oh yeah, pro tip. Bring the nudes.
Yeah. The nudes?
Yeah, bring the nudes.
Send the nudes.
Send the nudes.
You think this is murky water?
Yes.
I can see the rocks. I can see my toes. It's green. It's not too bad. It's just smelly.
And of course, Lewis made me watch the Meg 2 last night, even though I know it's not the same. It's not salt water.
Maybe Jason Statham will show up and save you.
I'm not mad about that.
All right. So we have crossed into the deeper spot.
And we're in the deeps.
It is definitely deeper. I can't touch anymore.
Yeah, I know, and I'm freaking out. I can't see the bottom. I don't know why this was. My anxiety just can't handle it.
Yeah, and you start to get used to the smell. I'm only smelling about every other breath now, even though we're right in the thick of it. Yeah, I definitely should have brought the shower. I did not think of that. It's gonna be a smelly ride home. Huh?
Can you take me to the ocean?
Take you to the ocean?
Yeah.
And dump you in there?
Yeah.
They do have a little foot wash over there. I wonder if they got a shower. We'll have to find out. Even rinse off before we leave.
I think if the main buildings are back open, they have showers and like a restaurant and a cafe and stuff. But I think just due to the hurricane and the rebuilding process, it's not up and running yet.
Well, like I was saying though, it's been 2 years since that first hurricane and they haven't rebuilt yet. I'm not too hopeful. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any construction going on. I don't think they're going to reopen it.
Well, it's a city park.
Yeah, it's $20 per person. I guess a lot of these people are probably
Annual passes.
members, yeah. Been keeping the GoPro out of the water, but I'm starting to run out of things to film. So now that I've made it to the very center, we're going to take a look underneath the water and see what we can see down there. All I see is just blackness. It's funny that everybody here at these springs, they're all kind of moving in a clockwise rotation. And now that I've made it to the center, I'm looking out. I see Christine being a lemming. She's following along with everybody else. Just see her little head bobbing to the left.
I can't hear you.
It's one of those weird behavioral science things. You do as like everybody else around you is doing. So I'm trying to get to her, but I can't go straight to her. I have to kind of cut her off at an angle. Get out in front of her counterclockwise. Keep on going clockwise.
It's going to me.
Something just popped up in the water there. What was it? It was probably a fish.
If I could levitate out of the water, I would have been out of here.
So what are you doing?
Trying to swim.
You going clockwise?
Yeah, so America.
Why? Why not just sit in place?
Because I feel like a moving target feels like I'd get bit. Why?
Because everybody else is moving clockwise and you just go along with them.
Oh yeah. Well, comfort in numbers.
It was probably just a fish.
Probably just a fish. I don't like that.
So this water is supposed to have a bunch of minerals and it's supposed to be healing. We'll have to see on that when we leave. I don't know how long you're supposed to spend in here or what exactly it's supposed to heal. I've had a knot in my back for the last couple days. So we'll see if I feel any better once I get out of here.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's like a skin thing. I don't think it's like gonna give you a massage.
It's like it's a cure-all, right? Snake oil.
Charlatans.
It probably doesn't do much of anything.
Well, I know like the Dead Sea, like there's actual like medicinal purposes for like the Dead Sea, but told our lifeguards here, and they will blow your whistle. Well, they will blow their whistle at you if you're not behaving.
I've seen I've seen a bunch of people launching children into the air. You know, no one seems to do anything. I don't know what they're doing.
Maybe hanging on the ground.
That guy looks like he's sleeping.
Or he needs to be fired.
He's nodding out over there. Alright guys, so now that we are out of the water, it is freezing when you first get out of the water, at least in January. Even though it's 72 degrees out, coming out of the water, it was definitely much warmer in the water. So we found ourselves a place not in the shade, in direct full sunlight, trying to warm up as much as possible, being alligators. Overall, not bad. We could have gone to our local community center, which has a warm, heated pool. Would have been closer, would have been cheaper, would have been less smelly, but wouldn't have made a video. So the things we do for the channel. It's the only publicly accessible warm/hot spring in the state of Florida.
Alright guys, so we just got back to the truck. We noticed our skin is feeling a little bit smoother, which I'm assuming that it has to do with, I don't know, the sulfur or the whatever mineral is being pumped out of there at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But other than that, Lewis was just saying that this was the only warm spring in the state of Florida that's publicly accessible. So I heard someone talking though that this place is going to be purchased by a private like developer, I guess, because I don't think the city has the funds to rebuild it and the buildings are kind of running down. But I don't know, I'll look and see if I can find anything like that online if I remember. So but yeah, anyway, here's a vlog of us swimming in sulfur water. Someone's gonna fly the drone. He's very excited about it. First drone shots of 2024. Woo! Alright guys, so we had a really great time here at the springs in Northport. It's a warm spring, it's a smelly spring, but it's a spring. So here's this guy with pro tips.
Alright guys, so here are your pro tips for visiting warm springs here in Northport, Florida. I would say number one is if you want to bring a floaty, it looks like they do allow noodles. I don't think they allow anything else, but a noodle will definitely help because it gets pretty deep out there for sure. Pro tip number two is make sure that you bring cash or credit card because it costs $20 to get in here if you're not a Sarasota resident. And kids under 5 are free. Pro tip number three is, and because the visitor center is closed, you might want to bring a couple things. So that may mean a change of clothes, something to kind of wash yourself off with, maybe wash your face off with like wet wipes or something would probably be a good idea. If you want to spend the better part of a day, you bring a cooler, bring some snacks in, and have a good time with it. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. Remember, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Really help us out. And with that being said, we're out of here, and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye!
Okay, so like Lewis said. So today is January 1st. Happy New Year. No, January 2nd. So, still Happy New Year.
What?
I was wondering, did you put it in time lapse mode?
No, it says active.
What are we looking at here?
I don't know, let me fix my hair first.
We had a great time. Here's this guy's pro tips. You're filming.
Oh. Had a good time. We had a time.
Yeah, or just say, all right, guys, we had a great time here.
Okay. All right, guys, we're just at take two.
Pro tip number 2 is make sure that you bring.
Did your brain just stop working? Is that a
I
lag?
said bring cash, but
Yeah. Keeping you up? You didn't get your nap today?
Yeah.